characterized by human suffering that is not just challenging and immoral, that such suffering exists. As a few of you know from some of my classes, the leading causes of death in cases of extreme poverty are not the things we're still trying to find cures for, like AIDS, which is a problem. That's not actually one of the leading killers. The leading killer diseases, let me ask if any of you know, what are the leading killer diseases in cases of extreme poverty? What are the #1 killers? Yeah. Diarrhea, which is caused by? Right, drinking in unclean water. That is actually the #1 killer of children in cases of extreme poverty. They drink unsanitary water, they get chronic diarrhea, and it's just astonishing to all of us that that is the #1 killer of little kids in cases of extreme poverty, is actually chronic diarrhea. Something that most of us regard as little more than maybe an embarrassment. You get some Imodium AD, maybe some Pedialyte, and the kid is fine. That's the leading killer of children. What are some of the other leading killers in extreme poverty cases? Anybody else want to venture a guess? In the interest of time, yeah, go ahead. Tuberculosis, that's right. Yeah, tuberculosis, malaria, other bronchial infections, tainted water leading to diarrhea. These are actually the biggest killers. Now, students, when I ask them that in my own classes, they usually say, well, what about AIDS or Ebola or something that, some new scary disease that we haven't found a cure for yet? Those are a problem, but they're actually dwarfed by the numbers being killed and weakened by diseases we cured generations ago. Right? Now, that not only ought to challenge you on kind of a moral or ethical level, but it also represents an important way of linking to why we're here today. The fact that people are dying from such easily preventable and curable diseases gives us a plan for action, a plan of attack, right from the beginning. Oh, people are dying, little children are dying more than any other factor from simply drinking tainted water. Brings us to the life straws. Basic water purification and filtration technologies are therefore one of the most powerful in terms of bang for your buck ways to try and help, right? That's also why a lot of very good and well-funded and well-intended foundations like the Gates Foundation focus on things like vaccinations and basic medicines for things like malaria and tuberculosis and so forth, because it should not only make you go, wow, those are the leading killers, we solved those problems generations ago. None of you even have to worry about diseases like that. Those were solved in most of your grandparents' time, right? But that therefore gives us a plan of attack. It gives us a way to attack these issues and make some sense of them. All right? Now those are the little issues. There are a lot of other big political issues, and I can recommend some readings on Haiti if you like, Robert Faton, Alex Dupuy, and some of those we can talk about if you like. But all of you, if you really want to understand extreme poverty and what needs to be done about it, the starting point that is a required reading for some of my students, if you take my Intro to International Relations course, all my students read it, is Jeff Sachs' book, The End of Poverty. And he's talking about the end of extreme poverty, this type of poverty. It is a very easy read. It's actually a delightful book. And I strongly recommend that everyone should read Sachs, S-A-C-H-S, The End of Poverty, to understand where else we can find obvious, doable, eminently successful plans of attack like this. Excellent effort here today to focus on clean water. Okay? So that's what I had prepared. If we are running a little low on time, it's up to the organization.